Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 BMW 430i M Sport.
And a big thanks to Julian at BMW of Tampa for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance vehicle in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Julian.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the 4 Series has been BMW's compact, coupe, liftback, and convertible since 2014. That's when the first generation was released. The second generation that you see here was released in 2020, questionably facelifted for 2022, and now updated again for 2024, featuring BMW's new iDrive 8, making a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster to a 14.9-inch touchscreen with advanced voice recognition. All models now also get a toggle gear selector, which controls the 8-speed automatic transmission. We've already reviewed the top M440i convertible on this channel, and here we have a well-optioned base 430i with a base price at $49,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice the facelifted styling post 2022. It's growing on me. I personally don't mind the front end at all, but I can see why a lot of people prefer the pre-facelifted version of the kidney grille. As far as lights though, we get BMW's LED projectors, 2 projectors for the high and low beam, and LED daytime running strips right down below. We have full front parking sensing and a 360 here on this trim, forward-facing camera, and a ton of airflow down below for the intercooler and solid airflow in the center for the radiator. We just can't tell because we have active shutters, which are currently closed. The wheel and tire setup, we get these beautiful black 19-inch rims wrapped in Pirelli P0 Sun Performance tires. The front dimensions are 225/40 R19. We'll see if we get wider tires out rear. I believe we get 255s, just like the M440i. And speaking of M440i, we also get the 4-piston M Sport brakes here, part of the $2,500 M Sport package, and the M Performance rims. We have an additional side sensor helping us out with 360, additional camera on the mirror also helping us out with 360. I like the black contrast to the Tanzanite blue paint and an LED daytime running strip on the glass. We have black trim for the window trim, no tints, you can add that aftermarket, and a moonroof right up top, shark fin style antenna. The rear wheel and tire setup, I mentioned that we get an offset in dimensions, 255/35 R19s out rear, still a Pirelli P0 Sun Performance tires, M rim, and performance brake caliper with just a single piston. Out rear, we have an additional side sensor for the 360, full LED taillights, that's what we've had since the 2022 facelift, LED turn signals and reverse light as well. Black lip spoiler, just like the M440i we reviewed. Shout out BMW of Tampa for helping make this review possible. 430i badge in the corner, aggressive faux heat extractors in both corners as well. Full rear parking sensing, aggressive diffuser in between these dual exhaust tips. And speaking of the dual exhaust tips, let's fire up this 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, here we have the 2-liter twin-power turbo 4-cylinder sold by BMW for the 2024 430i, and it sounds surprisingly impressive for a turbo 4-cylinder, cranking out 255 horsepower, 294 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this 3,900 pound sport coupe to 60 in the low 5-second range, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but considering the Cadillac CT4V, which advertises itself at 340 horsepower, 380 pound-feet of torque to 0 to 60 in the same exact time. So huge thumbs up to BMW. We get strut tower braces connecting the chassis to the strut towers, additional supports in front of the radiator, but the shutters are currently closed, so we simply cannot see them, so take my word for it. But what you see is basically what we get. Thumbs up for the hydraulic hood struts, to be expected for a vehicle in this price point. But that's about it, guys. Let's walk around this 430i one more time. It is a beautiful vehicle. Taking a step inside, we get smart access for the driver and the front passenger. The materials, we get soft touch up top, aluminum door handle, plastic buttons outside of an aluminum frame for the switches, Harman Kardon sound system. We get the Cognac Sensafin interior. It's perforated for the seats, not perforated for the door panel. Wouldn't be expected, but the materials themselves are very soft, even for the armrest. We get auto one-touch windows, 2-person memory seats, power folding mirrors, and they're 4-way adjustable. Trunk release in the corner. The materials down here are rubberized. They're not soft touch, but it's a rubberized hard plastic. You'll fit a foot long in this slot, and you'll fit a big gulp to wash it down, but make sure the lid is closed because it is sideways. We get a massive M aluminum illuminated nameplate as we step inside. The perforated Cognac Sensafin seats. They're heated, not ventilated, but they're fully adjustable. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide with 4-way lumbar control with a manual thigh support adjustment. Taking a step inside, we can really see what we got going on in this 2024 BMW 430i M Sport. So everything's fired right to life. First thing we notice is the M Performance steering wheel. Just like always, it is super thick, very fat 10-2 bolstering notch, and a 9.3 fits perfect in your hand. It says M on the bottom. Heated steering wheel, it's stitched even for the horn area. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should definitely be getting out of your way. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have a radar cruise control adjustments. On the right side, volume and skip. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, infotainment adjustments, and voice commands. We have the advanced voice recognition system. So although this iDrive 8 may be tough because everything has to be done through the touchscreen, the voice recognition system is actually surprisingly impressive. Like, watch this. Hey BMW, set 65 degrees. Boom.
I'm setting 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Very impressive. Now watch this. Hey BMW, set 65 degrees for the passenger. Boom.
I'm setting 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Front passenger.
Easy as that. I did not have to press any buttons. All you gotta do is say the magic words. I'm not gonna say it again because I don't need the temperature adjusted, but let's see if we can adjust both at one time. Hey BMW, set 70 degrees for both climate controls.
I'm setting 70 degrees Fahrenheit for the driver.
Okay, never mind. So you can't say both. It does it one at a time. But personally, I don't have the patience for that. I'm pressing the button with my own fingers. Not a big deal, guys. The adjustments for this gauge display, as you mentioned, you press the center button, and now we can adjust the content between this screen with a tack, this screen with a trip data, route preview, map, G-meter, media, and radio. My personal favorite screen to look at all times would be the map, so we'll leave it here. We can move right over to the head up, and we can adjust between navigation. As you see, we have the 15-inch heads-up display, but it's tough to see because it's currently a pretty cloudy day. We can also check out this view, sport view, and the classic view. My personal favorite would be sport view, so we will leave it right over there. Down below, we have a digital speedo in the corner, fuel level, clock, the seat belts in the center, a little illumination down below, temperature outside, and coolant temperature in the right corner. We have these aluminum paddle shifters, auto headlamps, auto high beams, very satisfying click, and auto rain sensing wipers. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have our lighting controls, auto headlamps, of course, parking lights down below, and fog lights. Interior brightness too. We have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, but it's not a power tilt. At this price point, power tilt would be appreciated. We don't have any secret storage down below, but the materials here are all soft touch. Hopefully you get a good look at the pedals outlined in aluminum for this M Sport. The dashboard is all soft touch materials. The touchscreen is 14.9 inches. I already demonstrated the voice recognition software. It is impressive. That was the climate menu. This is the home screen, which includes navigation, media, telephone, personal assist, traffic conditions, my BMW, route preview, and you can add whatever widgets you would like. The apps, you guys can pause, take a look at all the apps that come available on the 430. Infotainment apps are separate. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, FM, Sirius phone, navigation, AM radio, and messages. Vehicle apps, also separated. You can see all of those. My personal favorites to look at all times would probably be navigation, so we'll leave it there. And speaking of navigation system, let it load up. It's actually never been loaded up before. It's a brand new vehicle, and I'll catch right back with you. Actually, this may take a while. It's already been like 30 seconds and it hasn't loaded up yet. So we'll continue with the review. We get this wood trim beneath the 14.9-inch touchscreen, aluminum separating that wood trim from the piano black surrounding the aluminum outlined air vents, more soft touch surrounding the hard buttons for the volume and skip, hazards, and hard buttons for the defrost. Down below, we get a wireless charging pad, USB A port. You'll fit two 24-ounce water bottles, 12-volt, good spot for a radar detector. You can also close this right up and it exposes more wood trim. The area that your knee will often hit is also leather stitch trim. Traction control you can disable. You can press this button and access the cameras. This is your backup camera. You press it one more time and it returns right back where we were to a whole lot of nothing with the navigation system still loading up. Behind that, you can turn off your parking sensors, auto start stop. You can also turn on and off, engine start stop, sport, comfort, eco, pro. We'll start the review off in sport, transition into comfort, and you see what the differences are. Electronic parking brake with auto hold. This toggle for the gear selector is all new for 2024. Backup camera with guidance lines and trajectory. Same thing for the 360, guidance lines and trajectory for the front and rear. We can check out the different views, 3D view, get a good look at the blue metallic 430i that we have here, the M Sport. We don't get the M Sport brakes in this illumination. It'd be really cool if we did, but we can still go around this entire 2024 BMW 430i. Really cool feature with this 360. We can go right back to the car wash view, and now we get an over the top view for the front tires, so you can line them up perfectly if you're going into a car wash. Nice features. You throw right back to the original view, throw right back in the park, and we stay in the backup camera. But here you can also see how far along your doors extend. So if there's some oncoming traffic, the car will alert you if you're opening the door and it's about to get broken right off. But my personal favorite to look at all times will be the navigation, but since it's just simply not loading up, we'll give it a few more minutes. We'll see what happens. We also get this dial that controls the touchscreen if you don't want to get fingerprints covered all over it, with media, telephone, home, map, and navigation as shortcuts. Behind that, more wood trim. Pretty soft Sensafin armrest, well padded. We can check out the space, also impressive. You'll be able to fit 6, maybe 7 or 8 12-ounce cans, USB-C port, and a light, so you can see everything that you got in there at night. The materials outside of the glove box are rubberized soft plastic. It's damped, lined with felt. You'll fit 20 to 25 license plates in there, easily 2 pairs of shoes if you're under a size 10. Frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3 garage home link settings on it. The headliner feels soft and premium. The interior lights are LED. The panoramic moonroof, we can open it up. Well, it's not a panoramic, but it's just a regular moonroof. And we can open it up, see if it goes out any further. The glass itself goes into the roof. That's nice, so it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. We'll see if it goes out any further than that. It does not, but all the way out to the end of the front row, we can poke our way out of here. It's a beautiful day today in Tampa, Florida. The sun's starting to disappear, but it's still 88 degrees outside. We can shut this moonroof up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you can see how much light is brought into the cabin. And before we hop out back, let's get a good look at this window sticker. So we mentioned 2024 430i Coupe, $49,000 base price. The Tanzanite blue metallic is $1,500. Personally, I'd probably skip out on that if I was just going for a 430i. It's a nice color, but there are other colors that are more affordable. $900 for the Shadowline package. That gives us the mirror caps that are black, same with the grille. $2,550 for the M Sport package, giving us these offset 19-inch jet black rims, variable sport steering, ash gray wood trim, LED fog lights, M Sport suspension, M steering wheel, and an anthracite headliner, all included in that package. $700 for the parking assistance package. That gives us the assistant for the park, active park distance control, rear view camera, and a surround view 360. That's a good package for $700. $2,100 for the premium package, giving us the heated steering wheel, comfort access, keyless entry, lumbar support, heated front seats, wireless charging, and a curved display with a heads-up display. M Sport Package Pro includes the Sport Auto Transmission, M Sport brakes with right calipers, M lights, Shadowline lights, Harman Kardon surround sound, and the extended Shadowline trim. Those are all part of an $875 package. We also pay $300 for the remote engine start, $995 for the destination charge, so total price after everything right at $59,000. Personally, if I was loading up a 430 this heavily, I'd probably just go for a 440 at that point, but to each their own. This is basically a fully loaded 430i coming in right under $60,000. So you put this window sticker right back where we found it. That's about it for the front seat. Let's check out the back seat real quick, see how much space is offered back there, check out the cargo space, and then take this car out for a drive. So you pull this latch, the seat should slide forward automatically. As you see, it does, allowing us pretty easy access into this second row. Speaking of second row, let's see how much space we got back there. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when the seats are all the way in their farthest forward setting, I got plenty of knee room, but we know that that's not going to be the case once the seat's all the way back. So okay, seats all the way back. I still have a couple inches of knee room. This is more spacious than the convertible we just reviewed in this channel. Regardless though, my head is starting to touch, so my height is probably the limit for being comfortable back here. I can be comfortable back here for a long trip, but But if you're 6'1", 6'2", you may start to cut it close. I'm just a little bit over 6 feet tall. We do get a third zone climate back here. That's a really premium feature for a vehicle in this segment, being a 2-door sports coupe. Third zone climate's a huge thumbs up with air vents. We don't get any mat pockets, but really not a big deal. The materials back here are still this faux leather Sensafin cognac trim, super soft and stitched even for the middle portion, soft touch even up top. Huge thumbs up for the quality and the overall materials here in this 430. LED interior light, the center cubby, we can drop this right down. The whole thing comes down as a pass-through, so if you're skiing, you want to run some skis back here, but keep 2 passengers in the back seat. This 430i thought it through, and it is available. We also have a center cubby armrest with that Sensafin cognac trim. The cup holders are decently sized. You'll fit 20, 24 ounce bottles in there with no problem. Putting everything back, that's about it for the back seat of this 2024 430. We'll give it a second for the seat to shoot forward. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this interior. This is a beautiful interior. The updates are great. That navigation system is still loading up. Hopefully at some point it loads up. But regardless, I'm impressed with this interior. With a base price under 50,000 bucks, you get a lot for the money. Would you get more with a 3 Series? Yes, probably, but some people don't need a back seat. If you don't need a back seat for daily use, you like the look of the sport coupe, definitely go for the 430i over the 3 Series. But anyway, press the button, the trunk electrically shoots open. It doesn't electrically fall, but it's still nice to get the electrical shoot. The hooks or hinges for the cargo are hidden away. I'm not sure what's making that kind of noise back there, but anyway, the hooks are hidden away so you can load it up high and not have to worry about crushing the cargo. The opening is massive. The floor is large. If you fold those rear seats down 40, 40, 20, I'd expect you to fit a 55, 60 inch TV back here for a sport coupe. That is borderline unheard of. We get nets on the left side, perfect for grocery bags for them to not be flying around. We don't get any secret storage, just like with the convertible, but the trunk space here is easily double the size as it was with the convertible. We have an additional cutout, also good for a grocery bag so it's not flying around. We can shut this trunk right down, walk around this 2024 BMW 430i M Sport one more time. It's a beautiful car, guys, inside and out. Even with this 4-cylinder engine, it's still surprisingly quick, doing 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds. But speaking of 0 to 60 around 5 seconds, we also mentioned that there are additional supports in front of the radiator. But again, speaking of 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds, let's take this 2024 430i M Sport out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new updated 2024 BMW 430i M Sport. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, though, we are in, I believe, sport mode. Yes, we're in sport mode, but the steering still feels surprisingly light. It feels lighter compared to the 2024 X7 we just reviewed when it was in sport mode. Not necessarily a bad thing. The 4 Series in general just feels like a more docile version compared to a 3 Series. 3 Series definitely feels more aggressive and sport oriented. The 4 Series feels a little bit more on the luxurious side of things. Hopefully we get a chance to turn around. The traffic looks absolutely brutal. It's just that time of day right now. I'm not even going to try to go that way. Different routes today for the test drive, and we'll see what we got going on in this 2024 430. The brakes feel unbelievably good. We can take a step out here, lean into it a little bit. We are in sport mode on the gas. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Wow, this is just the 4-cylinder. It rips and it's so quiet. Once you calm down, we're still revving pretty high, but the isolation from the road is excellent. Try some manual shifts, 3rd gear. Ooh, torque is so good. Wow, I was really not expecting that here. Another rev match downshifts. Try a real world turning radius. It is sharp. My water bottle just went flying, but let's go. Ooh. Oh. Guys, this thing can move. You look down and you're going way quicker than you think you are. Rev match downshifts. Woohoo! Might as well just keep going straight. 2nd gear, we'll slow down a little bit. Try 2nd gear pull on the gas. Oh! Yeah, this thing is really quick. And BMW, with their turbo engines, they continue to pull up top. It's not like the classic Mazda, Ford, EcoBoost engines, or really most turbocharged engines where you get all that boost at 1500 RPM and you got nothing after about 5,000. That is not the case here.
5,000, you're still pulling. You're still pulling at 6. It falls on its face a little bit after like 63, 6,400 RPM. But at the end of the day, it's still a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Will be expected. We could try out a turning radius test one more time, one more acceleration in sport mode. We'll throw it into S for the transmission and see what changes up. We'll get situated. We're not trying to do any donuts, but once we're situated, okay, nobody's behind us, so we'll try one off the line. Little brake torque, and let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh, that kick. Wow. The performance here should definitely speak for itself, and even when you're calming down, it just feels strong. Third gear, pull, you hear a little blow off coming off. My water bottle's still flying. The brakes feel great. Take a step out here. The steering feels awesome in sport mode. Second gear, some passing power. Oh gosh, just half throttle. The thing just, it's a monster. Like, you would not believe that this thing only has 4 cylinders. It feels unbelievable. Rev matches are strong and aggressive. Throwing it in way quicker than we should. Looks like we're gonna take off right here. Let's go. Woo! Traction control, but we're still moving. Wow. It's a quick car. We can take it out of sport mode. We don't have to beat it up a whole lot further. Just calming down on the highway. Let's get onto this highway first and then calm down. Comfort mode. The steering immediately gets lighter. You feel a lot less response through the wheel. The pedal gets a little bit less sensitive. But outside of that, everything stays the same. We do get the M adaptive suspension, so it isolates you from the bumps a little bit more. But even in sport mode, it isolates you really well from the bumps. I heard that's a complaint with a lot of people that go for the 4 Series. How they had the 3 Series, they drove the 3 Series and loved it. They're just like, I don't need the back seat. Let me try the 4 Series. They drive the 4 Series and it's like, wow, this is like 10 times softer of a suspension. It's like it's more of a comparison to an 8 Series. It's more of like a mini 8 Series than it is a 2-door 3 Series, if that makes any sense. The 3 Series feels more sporty and honestly a little bit less refined, but just in a good way. Comfort mode, about half throttle, takes a lot more time. You hear a lot less, but you still feel all of that power. The brakes feel great. Steering is responsive. It's just not nearly as heavy, but still just as on center. All right, guys, taking a step out here in comfort mode, about half throttle. Oh, yeah, it still moves really well. Very sensitive, even for comfort mode. That was only half throttle, but it shot us to like 6,000 RPM. I wouldn't expect to go over 4 if I only stepped in about halfway. We'll throw it in way quicker than we should here. Body roll is limited, and on the gas. Oh, good torque. Yeah, guys, I love this car. Even though it's just a 4-cylinder engine, it is fast, it sounds good, and you're gonna save at least 4 or 5 MPGs compared to the B58 inline 6-cylinder. I wasn't expecting it to be this fast. I have driven BMW products with this power plant, and every single time I drive it, I'm like, wow, this thing has way more than 255 horsepower, and that's still the case. We reviewed an M235i, the 4-door M2 series, and it has the same power plant, and it has like 300 horsepower, 315 pound-feet of torque, and I wouldn't be surprised if those power figures were the exact same thing here. This feels like a 300 plus horsepower car. This feels, I don't want to say faster, but it feels just about as fast as a Cadillac CT4V, which will cost you an additional $5,000 to $6,000, and it apparently has almost 100 more horsepower, almost 100 pound-feet of torque more than this. But the 0 to 60 time is essentially the exact same with a very similar curb weight. We got a red light over here. We'll try out one more acceleration off the line. We'll throw it into sport mode for that. Throw the transmission into S, and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. Well, never mind, right here on the gas. Boost. There we go. Woo! Yeah, this thing can move. All right, about half throttle. Boost. There we go, shift about 4,000. But it still feels so ridiculously strong. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a entry-level sports car, you don't need it to have a million horsepower. You're more than happy doing 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. You will love the 430i. Check out the 330i too. Check out the 235 M235i. All these 30s with this 2-liter turbo engine. This is probably the best 2-liter turbo engine on the road today. Maybe Honda with their Type R, Type S motors, but their regular motors they throw into the TLX. I prefer this all day, every day. I'll have to drive the Type R, see what that's like. But so far, for turbocharged 4-cylinders, this BMW 4-cylinder, the base price under 50,000 bucks for a premium performance coupe, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Check out the 332, check out the 235, but either way, check out one of these 4-cylinder BMWs. You will be impressively surprised. About half throttle one more time. It is awesome. And a big thanks to Julian at BMW of Tampa for helping make this review possible. I'll leave links to her inventory below. And if you're looking for a new premium or performance vehicle in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's for Julian. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.